up, guys? It's your girl Stacy Cake, your host for What's Hot, and today I'm here with a trailer review for The Woman in the Yard. This is a Blumhouse production. Whew! And I love a good Blumhouse movie. Love it. Like, they make great horror movies, and you know, if you know me, I said it before, well-budgeted black horror film scares the bejesus out of me. And I just think it's just because it's too close to home. Like, these are my people, and if it can happen to them, it can happen to me, you know? Like, it's a level of reality that I just have trouble facing, but I am trying to break that with movies this year. I'm trying to be brave, courageous, because I love a good horror movie. And I gotta support my people now more than ever. So, yeah, with that being said, if you guys want to check out this trailer with me, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. And let's get into it.
Mommy, are you gonna have a good day today or a bad day?
I just feel so sorry.
Now that Daddy's dead, we're still gonna live here?
You know what? I don't know.
Ooh, pity me.
What's in these? What am I tasting? Doritos? I like it. And Mom, there's a woman in the yard.
Why they give her them field worker box breeds?
Who is that?
I don't know.
Where'd she come
I
from?
don't know that either. Maybe she's dead.
Mama!
Come here, baby. There's nothing to be scared of, okay?
She already
Daddy
set up
wants
because she injured.
All right.
Hello? Can I help you? My husband will be back very soon.
We both know your husband's not coming home. I don't come unless I'm called.
So you called her. Oh.
Today's the day.
Why is her face covered?
How did she get here?
Mama, I think she's closer.
Oh, man.
And you got 10 seconds to get off my property.
You children are such darlings, ripe enough to eat.
Who is this woman? Huh?
I am
Trying to protect you. Close the blinds, Kate. She needs a light to make a shadow. Come on.
You've been praying for me. Let me help you like you asked me to. Stay away from my family. Today's the day.
I got a feeling somebody done made a deal with the devil. Okay, so I'm going to be breaking my analyzation of this trailer down into pros and cons, and then like an overall rating of just what I felt about the trailer in itself. So with that being said, let's get into pros. So I got my handy dandy list here. I wrote down some pros just as I was watching the film, things that stood out to me. And given the storyline that we see here, I feel like they immediately played with light. So the opening scene where the child is in the bed and we see like this glimmer of light across her face, I think that's a very like good foreshadowing or like key detail given what we find out about the antagonist, which is the woman in the yard that's dressed in black. Hence me wearing black for this review. But yeah, so I think them choosing to include that detail in the opening, like initial first couple seconds of the trailer is like good foreshadowing. I'll get to why I feel like they like overshared a little bit in this later, but I do think they played with symbolism very well in this trailer, as far as like even the woman in the yard where she had the blood on her hands, and then we have a scene where they show the wrecked car, and they talk about how she was called. She comes when you call. So we get like a lot of like good clues that I feel like they could have left it at that, because they did such a good job with those symbolic details. And if you really sit with the content, which I don't think many people do nowadays, we kind of just digest stuff quickly and don't really like process and sit and think about like what we just watched. And that's something like I love to do with films and with trailers and things like that, because you start to like put pieces together beyond like the obvious when you really sit and like rewatch the trailer and really think about like the different clues and pieces that you see within the film. So I think in the initial like parts of the trailer, this is the second trailer, by the way, not the first. The first was very elusive and mysterious, and I loved it, and that's why I decided to review this. In the second one, the symbolism was just like chef's kiss, and that's something like I really appreciate the creators of this, the production team and everything, really taking the time with those details, because I always say those are the things that make a movie. Those are the things that, you know, gets the people going. You feel me? Like it gets the people going. So I think so far it seems like they did a great job with those details, the lighting, and the symbolism in particular. Another highlight for me was the voice of the actress. Sorry, y'all, somebody was screaming. Okay, anyway, another highlight for me is the voice of the actress who is playing the woman in the yard. Very like that ominous, kind of mysterious yet eerie sound from her, and the veil covering her face just makes it more frightening and lends to the fear that we feel watching this. And what's really exciting about this film is it's happening during daylight. Like usually we're used to stuff happening at night and things like that. This is happening during daylight. So that's like, this lady mean business. She ain't hiding in the shadows. I mean, she technically is, because she got her own darkness going on with the veil. So I guess she don't need the sun to be down. She got her own cloud over her head. And sis got her own chair too, which is crazy. Somebody in the comments on TikTok for the first trailer was like, she bought her own chair, she could take the whole house. I was dying. I'm like, no, for real, like she really got her own chair sitting outside the house. And I noticed like in the trailer, they show like a clip with the chair in like, seems like the attic of the home or whatever. So that's like very interesting to kind of see where the chair comes into play and what's the lore or the context there as far as the chair is concerned. And I like the setting. So in particular, the field and everything, like having her stationed there on this big piece of land. Like I think everything kind of lends to each other, and it gives like a middle of nowhere vibe, but not like they're not in the woods. So it's like a switch up from the woods, like, because usually people are like in these secluded, like woody areas. And it kind of puts me in the context of the original Conjuring, with the laundry being on the line, as well as the dog being chained outside. And then they're in like this massive field where it's like isolated, but it's like, you would think it would be a happy home because a lot of people love the countryside. And they also question if they're going to stay there, if their family is going to stay there now that the dad and the husband character has passed away, which he is the most familiar character out of the cast for me personally. So he was in Why Did I Get Married by Tyler Perry. If you're unfamiliar with him, he pretty like good actor. So I'm definitely interested in seeing what he brings to this film. So that is, the setting was definitely, I think, something that's going to lend to the eeriness and the kind of suspense of this film, because where are you gonna go? You're in the middle of nowhere. Like, you're in the middle of a field. And I feel like they do that with many horror films. That's not something new. Given like how the setup of this story is, I think it's gonna add a good fear factor to it. So as far as cons, I feel like it was a rough transition between like the happy-go-lucky part of the trailer to the horror part. Like, it was like a storyline jump cut in my head. Like, if you had like editing experience, you've heard of like jump cuts. Like, visually it wasn't a jump cut, but just like in my mind, like how they jumped from that to the eerie part of the trailer where it's like the tone changes in the trailer. It was just rough to me. It didn't feel like a smooth transition. It was kind of jarring, like how it went from them laughing to like immediately like dum dum dum, and seeing like her in the distance behind the linen. That part didn't really flow easily for me, but that could have just been me. I mean, I think sound wise they did a great job with transitioning it. Like, the music definitely helped transition it, but it still didn't feel smooth. Like, it didn't feel like a smooth connection. Another con, I just feel like they really overshared too much of the movie, that I'm afraid they won't be able to recover from that, because I feel like we saw and we learned so much from the trailer. Like, I know why she's there. I mean, it seems pretty obvious. Unless they have like a major plot twist, we know why she's there. Someone called her. We can infer that somebody made a deal because she has blood on her hands, and then they keep showing shots of a car accident. So I'm also getting that if the mom in this scenario made the deal, then the husband might have been abusive or not a great dad or husband, something.
Not that daddy's dead.
Or else, why would she make the deal? Why would someone have called her? And then we know how he died. We got the car accident. We know that she needs light to move around, which to me was just a huge blow. It was a huge overshare in this trailer. Like, leave something to be desired. They just shared way too much. And I actually loved the mysteriousness of the trailer one. That I'm disappointed that I learned so much through this. And if you're an avid like horror movie thriller suspense watcher, you can easily connect these dots. Like, we've seen enough, we know enough to kind of predict the plot. And I'm hoping that I'm wrong and that there's a major plot twist when I watch this film. But however, I'm getting that it is what it is. It is what's being delivered in the trailer, and I feel like there's going to be little room for something different or mystery outside of like, where does that chair come into play, and exactly what was the issue, how did she summon the lady, the woman in the yard. So yeah, I think that is like, I just think they gave away too much. We don't really like, technically you could argue that you don't have to go see the movie now, because we know. We kind of know. I mean, you wonder if they're going to survive, but somebody usually does. Like, at this point, it's like, do you care to go see it? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments if you feel like it was overshared. Too many details were shared in this trailer. Another con I felt like was that this might be a very low action film. And so isolated film, like not many setting changes, not much going on. It seems like they're going to be isolated to one setting, and she isn't going to be moving much out of the chair, which I could be wrong. I do like the progression of her getting closer to the home, like that's interesting, but this is only going to hold the viewer for so long of feeling entertained and not bored with this. So they're going to really have to amp up the fear factor to kind of recover from a stationary demon. You know what I mean? A mostly sedentary demon. Yeah. So I feel like they are. It's going to be a low action type of movie. Of course, there's going to be some scrambling from the family within the house, but hiding, shown in the blinds, like, the most actionable part is probably going to be the plot of how they're going to stop her. which could be great unless she just, and I think they showed a scene where she was inside of the home. So she does manage to make it inside of the home. But again, that just lends to my point that they just overshared way too much. Because why do I know that? You know what I mean? I don't know. Wardrobe was good. This is another pro. I did like the wardrobe of the woman in the yard, the all black. It actually kind of reminded me of the woman in black. But this wardrobe, I liked a little more. And I'm interested in if they talk about any of the woman in the yards, any of her origin story in this. Will they reveal anything about who she is, how she's summoned, and all that in this movie, which I hope they do, because I think that's going to be some interesting details that they could add to recover from oversharing in this. Otherwise, and I also did not like, I mentioned it when I was watching the trailer, I did not like the slavery braids. Like, is slavery a part of this storyline? Like, I'm wondering, is this part of the context? Because they were definitely giving field worker braids. Like, why couldn't they give Mama something a little more modern? You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't getting the vibe that this was like back in the day or anything like that. So the hairstyle choice was just odd for me. And I felt the same way about the Snow White. Like, why are they messing up the hair lately? I don't know. I have not been impressed with the styling of the hair in these last two films I reviewed. Yeah, it was just like an odd choice to style her hair. Like, it was given color purple. Like, what are we watching? Like, and that's why I'm like, okay, like, I did like the setting of them on the field, but is it a connection there? Is this all a reason? If it's not a reason behind it, if it's not like a racial tension, slavery type detail that they haven't revealed yet, then I'm gonna say no to the hair. Cause I just wasn't feeling it. Yeah. So overall, I would rate this trailer, I would rate it a 3 out of 5 flames, mainly because I just feel like they overshared way too much. I feel like it was a lot of room here for mystery. They did a great job with the first trailer. It gave us a lot of mystery, left a lot to be desired, and really got people excited to watch the film. And I feel like they spoiled it all by just telling so much in the second one, or at least making us feel like they told everything in the second one. Because, you know, I'm still gonna go see it, but a lot of people might feel like, oh, okay, I know what's gonna happen, whatever, and like not go see the film. So I hope they don't hurt their turnout in attendance from oversharing. Yeah, otherwise, like, I think it's a cool concept, and it kind of gives me like the back in the day like campfire horror story vibe, or like a cultural legend or something of the sort. So yeah, I feel like it was good, and the storyline has a lot of potential. I just hope they can recover from the overshare. Again, let me know what you guys think of this trailer, if you're planning on going to see this movie. It comes out March 28th. It hits theaters March 28th. So yeah, let me know if you guys are planning to go see this film. If you've already seen it by the time you're watching this, let me know what you think about it. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. And I will see you guys next time.